Okay, friends, if I can have your attention. As you have witnessed, in the past few minutes, we have been trespassed from our own municipal government, from our own city hall. Well, the crime that apparently we were committing was we wanted to have a press conference in our own city hall. A press conference that is related to municipal affairs, to our affairs. We, Calgarians, citizens of this great city of ours, we disagree with some of the illegal and totalitarian actions of the mayor, Gondek. So we came as a political entity, not only as private citizens, but as a political party to voice our concerns about illegal implementation of bylaws and totalitarian enforcement that we have seen in the past few months. And even starting with last year, when the protesters were attacked with an injunction by the actions of this mayor. So obviously, by now it's obvious for anyone that has eyes to see and ears to hear that we have no democracy in this country of ours. We've lost democracy. We are truly living right now in a police state. So I prepared a statement. Of course, we wanted to do a quick press conference in and out, but it is turning into some kind of a craziness. We know that if the freedom of expression, freedom of the media and other forms of communication, freedom of religion and other fundamentally guaranteed rights go, the next step will be either FEMA camps or concentration camps. We know that they have already got away with illegal arrests. As the Court of Appeal stated, that my arrest and my brother's arrest were totally illegal. But no one was charged. No one lost their job, which obviously they cannot do for that crime. More and more it feels that there is one law for me and a totally different law for thee. The elites think that they can do whatever they want because, and that's a good question, because why? Because they think they are the modern day pharaohs, that they are our masters and we are slaves. So here is my statement that I wanted to peacefully and lawfully read in my own city hall. My city hall. Not theirs city hall. Not just their. Mine. And everybody else that pays taxes. But obviously, truth has become a weapon that is more dangerous than any sword and any bullet these days. So here is my statement regarding to what happened to my colleague, Pastor Reimer. We, the people of Canada, citizens of Calgary, are absolutely disgusted by the actions of Mayor Gondek and the Calgary Police Services acting in capacity of Mayor's personal Gestapo squad. The recent arrest of yet another pastor, Derek Reimer, deserves nothing less than a rebuke and an outcry from those that value freedoms that our forefathers bled and died for. This recent arrest is an open attack on our freedom of religion and freedom of expression. The people like Mayor Gondek and so-called police officers should be charged with hate crimes against Christianity. If perverted and twisted opinions and actions are welcomed and accepted by the so-called politicians, hiding behind concept of their perverted and twisted democracy, we must be able to peacefully oppose what we deem wrong and evil. People before us fought against the types of Gondek during the world wars, and their sacrifices are clear. A loud reminder to all of us to what happens when there are no longer checks and balances in the powers of the wannabe little hateful political tyrants like Gondek or Trudeau. Weak and hollow men that cannot support their perverted ideology with logic and common sense use force instead of the power of the debate, and try to destroy any contrary view to their own. Shallow and evil people are afraid that the truth will expose who they really are. Monsters in disguise. As free Canadians, we demand that this open, evil, and illegal attack on our God and state-given rights stops. The mayor of the city of Calgary, Gondek, is acting more and more like a mafia boss that uses armed officers with its underboss, Newfield, as her personal muscle enforcers, attacking those that they disagree with. This is no longer a democracy with the rule of law, but a fascist communist dictatorship that simply will not be tolerated. Gondek's attack against Christians, her vile comments and hateful actions are unacceptable in any democracy and must be condemned. In this country, we have rights to agree to disagree. And if they, the Gondek types, do not like the rule of law and freedoms fundamentally guaranteed to us citizens of this great country, they can always move to North Korea or China. There they will have what they so desire. No rights whatsoever. To oppose what we know is wrong and sick is not only our right under our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, but also is our duty as citizens of Canada and as believing Christians. William Faulkner said, "We must be free not because we claim freedom, but because we practice it." We Canadians want to be free. We demand to be free. In 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Just wait for the winds to. That's why those types of press conference you do in a government building, that's the place. That's the place for it. Peaceful place, government place, our place. Today we are witnessing great injustice, and we must speak against those that somehow think that they are above the law. In the end of May, we will have an election. In 2 months, Albertans will have an opportunity to vote for people that will bring rule of law back into our beloved province, our Alberta. We will be able to replace the tyrants that take the form of UCP or NDP with Albertans that want to represent you, those that elected them. If I win, I will go after the real villains, the real lawbreakers, the real haters. I will charge them for abusing their powers over Albertans. I will bring accountability to the political arena. I will advocate for the election of judges and police chiefs that will serve the people, not the political corrupted parties. I will establish a constitutional force that will, without mercy, go after those that hate freedom and are refusing to uphold the rule of law. Those people today should be charged with a crime because crime has been committed. It is time to bring back the checks and balances that were taken away from us. Once again, we need representatives made by the people just like you and me. Enough of career corrupted politicians that are not interested to serve and protect us, but rather they serve their global masters. The time has come for a change of guard. Those that we entrusted with our lives betrayed us and sold us for bribery and power. Their time must end, and our time must come. A government by the people, of the people, for the people. The Independence Party of Alberta promises you what rightfully belongs to you in the first place. Your voice back. Rule of law and a referendum on key issues important to you and to your families. My question is this: where is Premier of Alberta Danielle Smith? Will she stand for our rights or not? Will Danielle Smith condemn this arrest or not? Will she condemn the actions of this little minion, the little tyrant Gondek, or not? Is she for the rule of law, or tyranny suits her just fine? Is the UCP and NDP united in this attack against Christianity in our province? Is there any politician that will defend our Charter of Rights and Freedoms? Do we truly have two sets of laws? One for the perverted and another for the Christians? One day, I pray and hope that this tyranny that we have never seen before in this beautiful country of ours will become just a bad dream. And those that did this to us will be charged, sentenced, and put away as criminals that they truly are. Gondek, Chief Constable Mark Newfield, you are an absolute disgrace to any democracy. You have lost the ability to understand what is right and what is wrong. You are evil and corrupted to the core. Shame on you and on your actions. One day, you will face the living God, the judge of judges and you will not escape his justice. One day, the very hell that you wanted to create for others will be your portion and your punishment. From there, you will not escape. Please, spare us your presence and resign. I want to ask Bob Leon, he has few words to say. I mean, truly, this is a tragic day for democracy, when politicians cannot even have a press conference in their own city hall. Unbelievable. But you cannot say, I was not warning you. That's true.
Thank you, Art. We are really blessed to have a leader such as Artur Pawlowski in being courageous and pushing back on this absolute tyranny that we're facing. I can't believe it. I'm saddened right now. I'm deeply saddened by what I just experienced. And I'm going to give my firsthand account. I was in negotiations with the head of the security team. We were having a conversation. And I thought it was going very well. We were setting up our equipment. I explained that it was cold outside and we wanted to set up inside and then we're going to move outside. And in the moment I saw a man lose his patience, lose his kindness, and forget that he served the people. These people, it wasn't just us that came here to have a conversation with this government. It was all these people here, that they're standing up for their friend and neighbor. And that's what they came for. And in the moment I saw, I was the one negotiating, and he bypassed me and went after Pastor Art, who was standing by the door. So I have a commitment from the head of the Calgary Police to go and have a conversation after we're done here, and I want answers as to why that happened. Why was an individual targeted? As I said, I am heartbroken by what's going on in our nation and our province. And this shouldn't surprise anyone, as 4 Alberta men remain in prison for well over a year now that haven't been given their fair and due process. Innocent until proven guilty. And now, the government doesn't even want to have a conversation with the people that they represent? How broken is this time we're living in? How heartbreaking is it? This is unbelievable. I have a friend who grew up in Russia, and he's preparing to move back home. Everyone in our province and our nation should be concerned about this fascism. And so I'm going to read the statement that I had prepared. It was short and simple, and it was written with kindness. This is what I wanted to say. The Independence Party believes that government has lost its way, that elected representatives have lost their moral guiding compass. Pardon me, this is overwhelming. I can't believe what's happening in our country right now. May we remind everyone that government at all levels are here to serve and protect the people in both word and deed. That the innocence of children must always be protected, always and forever. Today, a Christian pastor faces persecution for reminding government of their moral obligation in this. That's what we're here for today, is to remind them of that. We stand with Pastor Reimer in this moral and ethical duty in defending innocent children from being exposed to perverse male adult entertainers. This disturbing and perverse event which is targeting our children, must be exposed for what it is. The grooming of children, making them vulnerable to sexual predators. This abomination must be brought to an end. I've read police reports of vile children's abuse in this province, sexual abuse, and my tears flow freely. And this is why I stand here today. And I ask members of the police services, our friends and neighbors, to stand with us in this, to protect our children, not to cast us out of our buildings, to what we wanted to come and have a conversation. But you guys are put in a tough spot as well. And we stand with you, but we need you to stand with us and defend our children. This is our ground. My fourth great grandfather is Chief Black Powder, and my third great uncle, Chief Big Bear. And they opposed these elites that rule over men, that covet that power over men. And we must all stand together and push back against that. All of us. Not to bend the knee to them, to these people that covet the ruling over human beings. It's time to bring back God into the conversation. Only God will lead us through this. So thank you, everybody, for coming.
I get that. So City
Okay.
Hall security has asked us if you guys can just clear this doorway as well.
We're done.
It is operational. I appreciate it. Okay. So we're not here to cause an issue. We just ask politely if you guys can just clear the steps because
So can we go have a conversation?
It's an emergency exit.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
And Arthur, so as per your the conversation you had earlier with security, you were verbally trespassed from City Hall. This is the trespass notice. It's all written in there as to why. So that's your 30
So can I
30 issuing it.
Oh, I want to.
Mr. Pulaski.
So this is being done unjustly, and I'll make a comment right now
that's
for the
fine.
meeting. No, I need to talk. I need to talk
There's
because
appeals
this
right
is the
now,
truth.
okay?
This is the evidence at hand.
Mr.
I was
Pulaski, there you go.
negotiating.
Just let my
Okay.
partner
Okay.
do his job.
Okay.
Okay.
Just leave me alone. It's okay. It's okay. Leave the passport.
You can
No, he's getting issued a
Leave
piece
the-
of paper.
you can mail that. You know.
Well, they asked us to issue.
Well, they asked you, but you can mail it. You know how the rules work.
I'm gonna ask you guys to
Leave the passport.
He could have mailed it. They can just mail that, right? They can just mail that citation. Well, they don't have to.
Well, there's criminals roaming the city. What are you doing?
I do not contract. What are you? I don't contract. I don't contract. I don't contract. Stop. I don't contract. You illegally did that in my car. You not.
Crazy stuff, guys.
I will. I don't want it. You can do whatever you want.
Let him know I'm arresting that guy before I know who he is.
You're not. You're against it.
We don't trust
Guys, you know, words are one thing, actions speak louder than words. You guys know that for the last 3 years. You bring not peace, but chaos. Everywhere you show up.
Never again.
It's unbelievable.
I used to
It's crazy. Come on, rethink why you're so dull. Come on.
Just keep taking orders, not stand up.
Come on.
Jesus. When will you do that?
No, but we don't trust you anymore. You came to a certain point, we don't trust you anymore. We don't trust this police and why your outfit is black and not blue like it used to be. I remember the good times when your outfits were blue and your clothes was totally different. I don't need your pride. I need your servanthood.
People need your servanthood, not your pride. I don't care about your pride.
They're all Masons.
You understand? We don't need your pride. We want your servanthood. Now you're dressed in black, you're intimidating people, you're intimidating pastors. You're locking pastors up.
Can't continue.
Come on, people, you're protecting the perverts grooming children.
Yeah.
Are you pedowaffen SS? Then at least put it instead of police.
They're Masons. They have to
Pedowaffen
talk to
SS.
children.
And then we will know. You won't have to parade anymore. People, you gotta choose what's important in your life. Most of Canadians look at you and they don't respect you anymore.
Children?
They're angry, and the anger is growing until the tipping point. You get it? What solidarity movement in Poland? I saw it.
When are you gonna
I
join the
saw it
people?
with my own eyes.
Not
Right?
the Masons.
This is gonna go forever. You can't even
continue.
just push people, push our.
You know what's gonna happen eventually?
And there's gonna be no reaction. You will have Why? Why do we have to go as a society in such a direction? Because of Gondek? Because of that perverted Canaanite, I don't want to finish the sentence, but you know what I'm meaning, the Canaanite woman that's destroying the city. She's already against you, she's against
Freemasons of the world are going down. That includes you guys.
supposed to be touching criminals, not harassing pastors, not harassing the opposition leaders of a legal party.
That's right.
You're supposed to be dealing with that security guy. That should never be a security guy inside of City Hall, because he's power tripping. You're supposed to be dealing with them. As with hardworking citizens.
Could you explain to me what's going on here? No, it's busy. All right.
Can you just detail what exactly is happening right now?
Well, telling you the truth, I don't really know. The police officers again targeted me. They came after me, so I was just going back as they were moving forward. So I don't understand. I don't know when is this open prosecution of Christians and pastors in the province of Alberta going to end. I thought that the premier said it clearly that this will end, and it's not ending. It's actually they're upping their game of tyranny. I just don't understand. So I got trespassed for 30 days, and then they came with some paperwork. Again, I got no idea why. What is so unlawful with having a press conference at our own city hall? What is illegal about that?
Well, and this is the same situation. This is a situation coming out of Derek Reimer's situation. Could you just describe what he's dealing with right now?
I believe that this is an open, targeted, willful prosecution and persecution of Christian clergymen in Alberta. There is no other way to put this in any other wording. This is an open persecution and prosecution of clergymen in China, I guess, behind the Iron Curtain once again. But you know, even the Soviets were not daring to do what those crazy people are doing. The Soviets were protecting their children. Now we got evil, vile, hateful, perverted individuals that are going after our children. And you can't say anything. You can't even have a political press conference about what is happening in your own city anymore without being targeted by the Calgary Gestapo, Calgary police force. You know, I don't know, maybe Newfield is a pedophile. Maybe he loves to, play with children. I do not know. I don't know. But it looks that way, that he is doing everything in his power to protect those that want to groom our children and attack our children. So let me ask you, Newfield, are you a pedophile? It's a valid question because it does not make any sense. If you are, I understand now why you're protecting your Hoppy
Where did Direct Time Story Hour come
from twisted, perverted minds. I mean, where, anyone that feels a need to strip himself naked, either swimming naked in our public swimming pools with children, adults with children, or dressing in a sexual, perverted way and doing that with little children is twisted and perverted. Any man or any woman that has that desire to do stuff like this is messed up in the head, period, or demon possessed, if you will. So where did that came from? Straight from Roman Empire, I would say. They loved little children, boys and girls, so I guess they want a revived Roman Empire once again. Where that comes from? Straight from the Nazi Germany. They were twisted and perverted. It's unbelievable. Like, let me ask you this question. Why? Why do you have to do this perverted stuff in front of children? Like, excuse me, why? You want to do it in your home? Do it in your home. You want to do it with your dogs and cats and horses? Do it with them. God will judge you. Just don't do it in front of our children. Because if you do, you're a pervert. Full stop.
Where do you think Pastor Derek is?
Well, he is in jail. I think that Pastor Derek Reimer was either denied bail or he could not meet his bail conditions. So either they ask him something that for him was unacceptable to agree to, because that's the game. So I got just trespassed for nothing. I did not break any law. I'm a leader of a political entity in the province of Alberta, registered, legal. I'm running for an office in just a few months. And I was kicked out, trespassed from our city hall. Excuse me, for what? What have I done that is illegal? Press conference? Unbelievable. We are truly living behind the Iron Curtain in Nazi Germany or Soviet Russia once again. So I think Derek Reimer stands by his conviction, and perhaps he refused to sign the release document because it was putting something on him that he cannot, with a clean conscience, abide by. So maybe that's the case. I do not know. The game they're playing is straight from Soviet Russia. Is a psychological torment, is putting people in jail on concrete to soften them up so they can plead. So they are easy, so the easier would abide by their made up, completely illegal, against the Criminal Code of Canada, against the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, against the Constitution, some kind of rules that they made up as they go. Because again, they truly think they are the pharaohs, and you are the slaves. You're the slaves.
Thanks, Vincent.
What exactly is on that yellow piece of paper that the officer wanted to serve to you?
I got no idea, because this is a bizarre thing. He's chasing me with some paper. They know where I live. They can send it to my lawyer. I'm not touching you people because you're pathological liars. You make stuff up. I don't want to have anything to do with the so-called peace officer because they are gangsters. They don't work for us. They work for mafiosos. For Gondek, she thinks she's a mafia boss, so they work for her. I don't trust those people. I don't trust anything they say, anything they give, because I've watched them lie. They're pathological liars, and they make stuff up. So I don't want to take from them anything. And then he shoved me, and I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was some kind of a garbage that the Nazis give, I guess, to the citizens these days. Littering. I mean, that's what he did.
Yes, I'm curious also to know, what do you think
So, I want to tell you, Nathaniel just reminded me, she just had a press conference in the same place. It's a common place. I have been in the political realm, as you guys know, all my life. In the background, behind, but I've attended probably 100 press conferences in my life. All kinds of press conferences. And I've seen in this building probably about 30, 40 press conferences. says in the same place. And that's a common, normal place for a press conference. Nothing unusual here, except the pharaoh, the gangster, the mafia boss, Gondek, didn't like it. Sickening. Unbelievable.
How do we stop this from happening again?
Well, you gotta vote me in. Because I'm telling you, this is how it stops. When we win the election, because don't kid yourself, the UCP, NDP, the Liberals, they're all Nazis now. They're all the same. There's no difference between those parties. They all work for the same boss, for Schwab and Gates and all those devils. The only way we can bring sanity back to this land is by electing the right type of individuals, people that will actually work for you, not against you. So in May, there is a provincial election. If you vote me in, that's what I'm going to bring, checks and balances, accountability. I'm going to bring the rule of law back into our province. And when we do this in Alberta, we're going to start pushing the same idea on the rest of the provinces until we get our country back. We got to start somewhere. Oh, here it is, friends. We're going to wrap it up and we're going to go, hopefully, without any more incidents. If you didn't know it, now you know it. We've lost our nation. There is no democracy anymore. If you cannot have if politicians cannot even have a press conference in a political building, then there goes everything. I mean, there's nothing else left. So my final thoughts to you will be, are you willing to stand up and fight for what's yours? Or your children are going to be taken to some kind of indoctrination camps or concentration camps or whatever they're cooking. You will own nothing, you will be eating crickets, and you will be riding a bicycle. If you like that future, then vote. Do not vote for us. If you do not like that future, then in May, Alberta has an option. You will not be able to say, we do not have an option. You have an option now to vote the people that for decades have proven to be for you, not against you, and to stand up for God and state-given rights. God bless you.